Hey, make sure you buckle up and brace yourself for heart-pounding chases and plot twists that are more thrilling than the movies. If you want to feel like you're on a roller coaster without leaving your seat, then welcome to RedCode POLICE. Now let's go. On August 23, 2024, Jamie Lizarzaburou was stopped by a Kaysville police officer after nearly causing a fatal accident. According to police reports, the incident began when Jamie suddenly accelerated and fled the scene after being asked to stop for a traffic check. So instead of complying, she decided to flee, sparking the tense chase that spanned Davis County. So the pursuit did not stop in Kaysville, but also involved multiple law enforcement agencies to control the situation. The coordination between police units created a complex operation in an effort to stop Jamie's dangerous behavior and protect the safety of other road users. So the incident quickly gained attention due to the daring and recklessness of the driver throughout the pursuit. I bet.
1049. 22, that would go. Truck stopped. 10-4.
Driver, show me your hands!
Kilo 28, I was unable to copy that last traffic. Copy 1 at gunpoint. What's your location? We're southbound the freeway, just prior to Parkway. Copy. Southbound just prior to Park, 1 at gunpoint. Does anybody have the freeway closed down prior to Park? Prior to Park. Kilo 28. Kilo 28, 10-9.
In a breathtaking chase, when the police were closely following a getaway car on tense roads, the chase seemed to have come to an end when the authorities finally stopped the car. A siren blared, the red and blue lights twinkled in the night sky, the police slowly approached, preparing to execute justice. But then, in just a moment of carelessness, when the officers got out of the car, the getaway car suddenly restarted, suddenly sped away like a ghost, leaving everyone behind in amazement. It was not just a normal escape, but a daring challenge, a dangerous game with the law.
Two units covering. Still on the frontage road? Good spike, got the front tires.
In the pursuit of Jamie Lizarzaburou was intense and spanned several areas. Although officers attempted to use the precision immobilization technique, picked to stop her vehicle several times, initial attempts is successful. The Lizarzaburou continued to drive dangerously, weaving through the streets, endangering many surrounding vehicles. In response, police were forced to deploy spike strips on the road, causing her tires to deflate, slowing her down. When Lizarzaburou's car finally slowed down, the officers successfully performed a pit maneuver, causing her car to lose control and come to a complete stop. On the afternoon of June 8, 2021, at approximately 4:06 p.m., Estfiekmoor was filling up. An emergency dispatch was issued from the Troop D Communications Center. A request for assistance from Troop County for a dangerous pursuit was sent to multiple units. According to the dispatch, Troop County Sheriff's deputies were pursuing the black BIM traveling southbound on I-185 near milepost 40 at a high rate of speed. As the pursuit approached mile marker 14 on I-185, Troop County Sheriff's deputies closed in on Mr. Caldwell as traffic ahead became heavy. So this made it impossible to lead the pursuit. Mr. Caldwell continued to drive at a high rate of speed, posing a serious danger to other drivers on the road. Near mile marker 12, a light rain began and quickly turned into a heavy downpour, worsening road conditions. Despite this, Mr. Caldwell did not slow down, continuing to exceed the posted speed limit, while the sheriff's deputies were unable to perform a pit stop in these inclement conditions. At approximately mile marker 10, Mr. Caldwell was traveling in the left lane while Troup County deputies yielded to the central lane, allowing the pursuit to continue. And while in the lead, Caldwell suddenly accelerated to 115 mph, 185 km, weaving in and out of traffic and nearly causing a collision. The water spray from his vehicle reduced visibility, but the pursuit continued. Although there was an opportunity to perform a pit, the decision was not made due to unsafe traffic conditions. So, however, a reasonable gap then appeared, and a pit attempt was made, which was unsuccessful due to Mr. Caldwell's hard braking and traction control. The pursuit became more dramatic when Mr. Caldwell abruptly turned right off I-185 at Macon Road at a high rate of speed. Near the bottom of the exit ramp, the planned pit was interrupted when Mr. Caldwell crossed the concrete median and collided with a vehicle in opposite lane. So the situation escalated when Mr. Caldwell did not attempt to flee, but instead bent down to look for anything unusual in the vehicle. So if after a few seconds he sat up, held a gun in his hand, and pointed it at the officers. Immediately, the officers were forced to act, returning fire in an effort to protect themselves and those around them. So in a dangerous situation, the constant movement to avoid being targeted created a tense confrontation, and the use of force was inevitable to stop the threat posed by Mr. Caldwell. After Mr. Caldwell shot and no longer pointing the gun, officers approached, pulled him from the car, and performed first aid. His gun was secured under close guard, and Mr. Caldwell was taken to Midtown Hospital by Muskogee EMS.
All units are 10-4.
All units 10-4. All units 10-4. Shots fired.
At approximately 4 p.m. on February 9, 2024, Ohio State Police stopped the Chevrolet for failing to use its turn signals, but the driver, Edwin, refused to cooperate and sped south on U.S. Highway 823, leading to a tense pursuit.
You didn't use your turn signal when you got off 23 onto the bypass there? Sir. Yes, sir. What is it, what? You're not driving? He's driving.
I'm not driving.
You're driving, sir. I need your driver's license, please.
I'm not driving.
Sir?
I'm also traveling I'm not traveling in public highway, right? I'm in a private vehicle.
Driving in the state of Ohio on a public road is a privilege. Traveling on a public road paid with taxpayers' money is a privilege, which you're required to have an Ohio driver's license or a state driver's license. Buddy, listen, I'm not going to mess with you. You can either give me your driver's license or I'm going to get you out of the car and place you under arrest. No, I'm recording right here. You can record it, but you're going to give me your driver's license. It's right there, buddy. Recording, it's red. It's red, it's flashing. All right, buddy.
It seemed the police had succeeded in convincing him, but this was only the beginning.
The driver refused to ID himself. The pursuit was southbound 13.
Traffic light 781.
Did you think he would stop? So, no, he is stubborn.
Okay. Yeah, we got some obligations. Let's come back out. I'm at the 37 now.
After several miles of high-speed pursuit, police performed a pit on Edwin's car on the on-ramp to State Route 52 from Galley Pike. He was taken into custody shortly thereafter.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Keep your hands up! Keep your hands up!
Yeah, you go check out.
Keep your hands up! On the ground! On the ground! On the ground! On the ground now! On the ground! On the ground! Don't let him kill me! 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 I think it looks scary. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. My hands are free. I'm not doing anything.
A loaded gun was found inside his vehicle when his vehicle was searched. Edwin was charged with failure to comply and possession of a firearm while under disability. Boom. Glendale on the afternoon of August 5th, 2021, near the corner of San Fernando Street and Western Avenue, a dramatic high-speed chase began when police attempted to stop a vehicle for a traffic violation. Things quickly escalated when officers received information that the occupants of the vehicle may be armed and dangerous. An intense chase culminated when the car crashed into a utility pole, lost control and flipped over near a gas station at the intersection of Glendale Road and Berkeley Road, creating a chaotic scene in the middle of the Echo Parker area. Sulfide suspects, despite escaping the overturned vehicle, were not able to escape the police. The driver and one passenger suffered minor injuries and were taken to hospital. 2 minor passengers were released to their families, and one other person fled the scene. And remember, running away does not make you faster than law, it just delays your trip to the hospital or police station. As police were checking the driver of a dark-colored Silverado, license plate Ed Frank Tom 4299 at 6 Davidson and Prosky Streets, a loud gunshot rang out in the distance. The suspect was driving a white car and was speeding down Y Street, heading towards 7524. Immediately, police quickly took action, starting a thrilling chase to capture the criminal.
White equal.
The suspect suddenly accelerated, driving at a crazy speed, disregarding the danger on the crowded road, leaving everyone around shocked by his recklessness. The chase quickly turned to Highway 96 from Livernois, raising the tension to a fever pitch. The cars were speeding, reaching speeds of 120 miles per hour, making the atmosphere tense and suffocating, every second leading to a dramatic collision.
Roger, Taser.
Only 250 in a second. Okay. I'll hold this out for you. Coming up the Joy Road. Alright, looks like we are going to be through Livernois. Find Joy Road, going eastbound.
Cody, come up front. I'm coming front. I'm going front. Stop.
We got unit right now at Grand River.
Stop.
Driver! The car sped toward Main Street, not slowing down for a red light, and the left rear tire was deflated. As the suspect turned into a residential area, the speed dropped to about 45 mph, and the car continued to roll through West Chicago and over. As it approached Joy Street, the front tire also went flat, and the police officers quickly performed a PIP. Immediately after successfully performing the PIP, the suspect got out of the car and quickly fled, but the police officers immediately gave chase, ordered the suspect to stop, and quickly arrested him.
Other units are chasing the other one.
Get up.
What the fuck did I do?
After successfully arresting the suspect, the police officers returned to the car to conduct a thorough search. During the search, they discovered a hidden gun under the backseat of the car. This discovery added to the seriousness of the case, as the weapon could be related to other crimes committed by the suspect. The police carefully seized the gun and continued to check every corner of the car, looking for more evidence that could help clarify the case. Every detail from the glove box to the trunk was carefully checked to ensure that no clues were missed. This inspection process is very important in consolidating evidence, serving the investigation and trial process later, ensuring that the criminals are prosecuted to the end. Imagine a peaceful morning suddenly being interrupted by the sound of sirens and the roar of engines. That's exactly what happened on April 1st, 2021 in Maconape, Florida, when a yellow Chevy B Suburban blew through a stop sign and none other than Deputy Sean McGeegan was ready for an action-packed chase. With speeds approaching 100 mph and spectacular maneuvers, both sides seem to be challenging each other in a never-ending race. Who will win? Find out how this thrilling action unfolds now.
Heading toward Marion County, he's flipping me off.
The chase quickly escalated as the Chevy Suburban veered into oncoming lanes on US 441, speeding away. The suspect, without hesitation, threw a beer can out the window and continued driving, even raising a defiant finger at Deputy McGeegan.
Head down. Back up to 80. This FHP's coming back up on me. Road's somewhat wet. Where's your roadblock now? We're coming up to 326.
Each reckless swerve in the construction zone only added to the tension as Deputy McGeegan attempted his first pit, but the Suburban continued to try to get away. The chase seemed to have no end. Finally, after a tense pursuit, Deputy McGeegan and his team stopped the Chevy Suburban and successfully arrested Matthew Martin. With a series of violations including running a stop sign, reckless driving, eluding police, and aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, Richardson not only faced serious charges but also violated his probation. The chase ended, but the consequences for Richardson were just beginning. On the morning of May 31st, 2022, in Haralson County, Georgia, a tense pursuit ensued on I-20 eastbound, and the cause was a driver of a Honda without a license plate. When asked to stop, the driver started driving recklessly at extremely high speed, forcing the police to urgently intervene. The dramatic chase lasted for many kilometers and ended in an unexpected situation. The Honda continued to flee at a dangerous speed, and the police officers decided to take action. On the empty road ahead, they performed a daring pit to end the pursuit and prevent a disaster that could have happened at any time.
1080, 1050, 1050.
Okay, what did you say?
10-4, 1080 pin, 1080 pin, start EMS, 1018.
A thrilling pursuit that spanned more than 9 miles along I-20 from Haralson County to near Temple has finally come to an end. After intense chases and a daring pit, driver Lenny Davis Brown attempted to flee on foot.
Haralson about respond.
He may have come out. He may have ejected.
That's why I'm thinking he got it.
Yeah, he may have come out up here. I don't know.
684, you can pull up?
We got a K9 on the way. We got previous K9. 1080 pit. We can't.
However, police quickly arrested him near a gas station in Temple. Brown not only faces charges of driving without a license plate and reckless driving, but also driving without regard for the lives of others. On September 5, 2022, a Ford Crown Victoria was spotted by police on Torchill Road for allegedly engaging in illegal street racing. And the intense pursuit that followed soon turned this peaceful road into the center of a thrilling chase, as the driver attempted to flee and repeatedly violated traffic laws. And the pursuit quickly escalated when the driver, Camonte Brown, drove into an abandoned parking lot at high speed, ignoring police warnings. Despite repeated attempts by police to close in and perform a pit stop, Brown recklessly evaded capture, driving into oncoming lanes and running red lights.
Going south on Victory. Yeah, 926 started.
Finally, after a long pursuit, police were able to stop Camonte Brown's vehicle. Brown was immediately taken into custody without incident.
Open the door! Open the door! Hands! Get off the car! Get off the car! Get on the ground!
Charges were filed immediately after that, including fleeing from police, dangerous driving, and suspicion of being under the influence of a controlled substance after police detected the odor of marijuana in his behavior.
All right, say it one more time.
Camonte Brown.
Brown?
Yes.
M-O-N-T-E?
No, B-R-O-W-N-D. B-R-O-W-N.
Yeah, what's your first name? M-O-N-T-E?
No, K-A-M-O-N-T-A-E.
Jamonte.
Camonte.
K-A-M-O-N-T-E.
Yeah.
Date of birth.
Brown was then transferred to the Muskogee County Jail for safekeeping without incident, capping off a dangerous and reckless series of actions. On January 19, 2023, Police Cadet C, New Zealand police officer were patrolling the area of Gay 17 and Gay 204. While on patrol, they heard a police officer from the Chatham County Police Department attempt to stop a vehicle, but instead of stopping, the vehicle accelerated southbound toward them. Officer Arcentoro was contacted shortly thereafter and explained that he was attempting to stop a white Nissan Rana with a broken rear window and Georgia license plates on Canterbury Road. Cadet Newsall and the police officer spotted the Nissan traveling northbound on Gay 25 before turning onto Gay 204 eastbound. As the police vehicle activated its blue lights and sirens and pitted, Cadet Newsall reported to Troop F Communications that he was attempting to stop the vehicle that was fleeing Officer Centauro. So, however, the Nissan ignored its lights and sirens, prompting a pursuit.
Go. Okay.
Report back to your primary thing.
Hold on. Just let it go for a second. We want to get a little bit more speed before we try to pit this thing. Don't try to pit it this way. I know we're safe here on this side. Try to get behind it.
4843 Highway 80. Target 1033
There you go, you idiots. Hold on. Stop. Slow down. Go, get past. Okay, go. There you go. We're setting up the pit. 204 eastbound.
As the pursuit approached I-95, the situation became extremely tense, with heavy pedestrian traffic and heavy traffic. Concerns for the safety of those around them increased, making it all the more urgent to stop the fleeing vehicle. In a situation where conventional stopping techniques were not possible, the decision to instruct student Newsel to perform AP was a necessary action to end the danger. With precise control, Newsel succeeded in causing the Nissan to lose control, hit the median and roll over several times. The tragic end of the incident was when the driver, who was not wearing a seatbelt, was ejected from the vehicle and left lying motionless in the left lane of GA 204. Following the accident, Troop F Communications was immediately notified along with a request for medical and fire assistance, so the driver was quickly identified as Amy Yeomans Paget. Although Ms. Paget had a pulse and was breathing, the decision was made not to move her at the scene to avoid further aggravation due to the severity of her injuries, so medical personnel quickly arrived and transported her to the hospital. Unfortunately, Ms. Paget's injuries were too severe and she died, so the case was then turned over to the coroner's office for further investigation. On October 20, 2022, the U.S. Marshals Service issued a warrant for the arrest of a murder suspect from Indiana. Agents received information that the suspect was located on N. Bogan Road in Gwinnett County, Georgia. Agents responded to the residence to confirm the information received. While agents were conducting surveillance, they observed the suspect leave the residence and get into a 2022 Dodge Ram. Agents followed the suspect as he left the residence and began traveling westbound on Gay 20.
I gotta get him stopped. Right here.
I thought his car would be caught by the police, but it slipped past like a slippery fish, escaping as if nothing had happened.
Henry Bailey connector.
Henry Bailey connector.
The chase took place in a tense atmosphere. Robertson drove the car with breathtaking recklessness, making crazy and dangerous turns that made everyone hold their breath watching, as if every turn could lead to disaster.
Hold on, Hans, boy, I'm sorry.
He repeatedly drove into the opposite lane regardless of the danger, causing other drivers to panic and have to swerve to avoid catastrophic collisions that could happen at any time.
He's going to run down the road, multiple MPD right here, maybe. I took motorcycle. Samples Road, crossing across Samples Road. 250 Samples.
So the intense pursuit continued to the intersection where he attempted to recklessly overtake but failed, so as his vehicle slammed into another vehicle traveling south on Samples Road. With no control, he opened his door and fled. He crossed the median and drove over a hill toward a parking lot. However, agents quickly pursued and subdued him, holding the suspect until the U.S. Marshals arrived to take over. The pursuit resulted in extensive damage, but the suspect was eventually apprehended.
Another thrilling chase ensued. Jorge Ornelas, the driver, sped off like a bullet through the streets of Greenfield, 112 miles per hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. Clearly, Ornelas was not only breaking traffic laws, but also treating the streets as his own playground.
I got stop stick at Loomis.
The situation continued to escalate as Ornelas rushed straight through intersections without paying any attention to the traffic lights. Red lights? Too small compared to his intention to escape. While the police were fiercely chasing after him, Ornelas showed his disregard for everything, just to try to prolong this race. Every twist, every turn, this journey of recklessness was reaching its final limit. The moment of truth came. The police performed a pit on Loomis, and immediately Ornelas' car crashed straight into the median. In a chain reaction, the car bounced and hit the front of the police car, flipping over in a dramatic flip. Incredibly, Ornelas continued to flee the scene, making the situation worse. What he left behind was chaos and injured police. Who would have thought he would be so reckless?
Going eastbound on Edmonton from 15. The black BMW. Tinted windows.
Ornelas was eventually arrested, and you guessed it. He admitted to being the driver in the wild chase. A long list of charges awaited him, from reckless endangerment to evading police. You can speed, you can be reckless, but you can never run forever.
They got the car taken off on me.
And here it is, suspect Victor Topet, the man who decided that ramming a police car and driving through 2 counties would be a fun way to avoid arrest. When Lafayette police spotted the stolen truck, Topet decided to speed down Highway 24 like a race car driver, 60 miles per hour, and the drama immediately erupted when he crashed straight into a police car. Bad strategy, but let's see what he did next.
Heavy white truck facing eastbound, right eye of the reservoir.
Still right shoulder.
Great! He jumped the guardrail and ran out onto the highway. Who would have thought? He was trying to run through the busy lanes, probably thinking he could skip the rush hour traffic. A reckless decision, but Topet clearly had no concept of traffic safety.
He's running across 24. We're in all green. Just got hit by a car. Need units on 24.
Look, he tried to crash into another car and break in like he was auditioning for a B-movie action movie. But the cops weren't lost. They were all over Highway 24. Topet kept running and then into the tunnel. It seemed like he had chosen a strategic escape route, or so he thought.
Where was the head-on with the Lafayette car?
With a Lafayette car. He's forcing entry right now into a car.
Forcing entry into it?
Car's driving off with him hanging off the car. He's entering the tunnel. Left bore of the tunnel, or right bore of the tunnel.
Look, he tried to crash into another car and break in like he was auditioning for a B-movie action movie. But the police weren't lost. They were everywhere on Highway 24. Topet kept running and then into the tunnel. It seemed like he had chosen a strategic escape route, or so he thought.
Working well. He exited taking a left on Keller Avenue. Actually taking a left on Keller. Left on Mountain Boulevard for Keller. Now past the Maynard and getting back on west on Canadian.
vehicle and from I-80 from Mount Boulevard.
After running tirelessly through traffic, even taking off his clothes, Topete probably thought that his surprise disguise would help him escape. But no, the police were following him every step of the way, in the air and on the ground. The dog unit finally closed in, and his dramatic escape ended there. A predictable end for a man so reckless as to be insane.
Dog 1, dog 5.
Copy, dog 5.
Dog contact.
And now Topete has a long list of charges to consider in prison. From assaulting a police officer, to carjacking, to fleeing and reckless driving, it's clear he's trying everything to get away from the police. But remember, you can run, but you can't hide forever. All you need to do is stop the car under the direction of the police, but one hard push on the gas and this Honda Civic rushes forward as if to challenge fate. One wrong decision, and now everything is on the verge of spinning out of control.
Oh, yeah, 10-3 to 33.
The Honda flew through the lanes like a straight bullet. There was no sign of slowing down, no hesitation. He passed other vehicles as if the street was his personal playground. And the police, they were hot on his heels, preparing for a life-or-death race with the law.
Compilation, that's location.
13 south, minimum exit 85.
Probably 13 south, over like 85.
Hit the wall, hit a white van.
Wait.
And here it is.
The car lost control, spun and crashed into the wall after the daring pit. From here, the direct confrontation between the police and the driver began.
Hit. 1050, 1052, 1018. Hands up! Get your fucking hands up!
The police immediately approached the scene, but the driver was stubborn and refused to cooperate. He moved around in the car, reaching under the seat. A dangerous situation. What was even more absurd was that he calmly drank from a can of soda and threw it out.
Back door.
Get your damn hands up, driver!
Hey, driver's falling off
Get your
the back door.
hands up! Hands! Get your fucking hands up! Get your hands up! Get your fucking hands up! Not you, him! Get your fucking hands up! Driver's
Driver's falling around the car, but I'm compliant.
got two more in the car. Get your damn hands up! Get on the ground! Get on the fucking ground!
Clear.
While the passengers immediately raised their hands in surrender, the driver continued to resist. The atmosphere became more tense by the second. Backup forces rushed in, but the driver remained stubborn, leading to a tense struggle. He even threw the handcuffs into the sewer. And then, the final decision was made. The stun gun was activated. All resistance ended in an instant. It all started out normal enough. An old Chevrolet Cavalier with expired license plates was driving down US Highway 67, following other cars too closely. The police stopped the car. But what do you think happened next? A happy ending? No way.
It's fine. I'll just get your name and date of birth, okay? You write your name and date of birth down there?
The police asked for papers. The driver confidently gave his name, Jerry Brexton. A name that sounded quite legitimate, right? But then the fingerprints were scanned, and within seconds the result was not Jerry Brexton, but Jerry W. Beard Jr., a man on parole. And the game had just begun.
Man, look at this. Let's go and take it. Like hamburger on the couple.
You think that I popped up red for something? Sir, step out of the vehicle. No!
The police asked the driver to get out of the car, but instead of obeying, he stepped on the gas and drove straight ahead.
Oh, 1037, 1037. We're headed out back towards 67 now. He's in a vehicle.
The Chevrolet was weaving between cars, endangering all the innocent people on the road. This driver wasn't just running away. He was putting everyone in a life-or-death situation. The police had no choice but to follow closely. The situation was getting more and more dangerous. This driver wasn't just running away. He was plowing into other cars like he had nothing to lose. Every dangerous turn could end in disaster. The police needed to act quickly. and then the spike strip is deployed forward. The Chevrolet ran over a spike strip. Its tire deflated and it began to slow down. Officer Gentry didn't miss his chance. He executed a perfect pit. The car spun, lost control, and hit the curb. This seemed to be the end of the chase. But don't think the driver would give up easily. After the pit, the police surrounded the car. The driver still tried to escape, but the game was up. He was pulled out of the car, handcuffed, and taken to jail. An inevitable end for a daredevil. But, running from the law is never a smart plan. The price? Another wrecked car, a bunch of additional charges, and a one-way ticket to jail. A costly lesson indeed.
Ready? Because this guy thinks speeding like the wind will help him escape the cops. The games have just begun, and it looks like the cops won't let him off easy. Does he think he can pass through the wall, or does the wall just appear? Hopefully the dentist will help him have a confident smile. This wasn't exactly a racetrack, but at this speed he didn't seem to care. The police followed him like a ghost, turning the streets into a dangerous chase. What if he had abandoned the car and run away on foot? He was lucky to have escaped the police's sight. The chase began when the police came across a motorbike carrying a girl, both without helmets and recklessly speeding away. Unfortunately for the girl sitting behind, who had no idea that she was about to be involved in a dangerous chase. In the middle of the tense night, the chase is like a love triangle drama full of twists and turns. But unfortunately, this is not a romance but a harsh reality. In the end, for the safety of the girl, the police decided to give up. But then he escaped the frying pan and fell into the fire. He was recognized by the police while walking on the street, and then, you know what happened? On the afternoon of June 5, 2022, a single glance from a police officer revealed a motorcycle traveling at 100 miles per hour on the northbound 75 freeway, just past University Avenue. setting off a dramatic high-speed chase through busy streets.
Out of traffic. Stop.
Clear, going in now, traffic.
20 out of Lee Street.
Count 20 on the street. The left, right, yeah, on Lee. Clear, make a left on Lee.
Ignoring the stop sign, the motorcyclist sped onto Interstate 20 westbound at breakneck speed, weaving between Lee and Oak Streets. Under the direction of TFC Freeman, Georgia State Police were determined to keep him from escaping.
He's going. He's not stopping. Close to the model line. What's the make a right? Right on RDA.
Clear, make a right on RDA, going down left and off.
Going back, gonna be going north on Lee. Coming up on Flat Road,
We're taking a right, going northbound on Jonesboro Road. Right.
Clear, right. He's going right.
Corporal Smith continued to pursue him and apprehended him as he attempted to turn onto Jonesboro Road. As he was frantically fleeing, the motorcycle suddenly ran out of gas near Candler Road, forcing him to stop. The vehicle was towed, and the driver, whose license was suspended and on a warrant, was charged with a series of crimes.
Get off the bike. Get off. Get down. Get on the ground. Put your hands behind your back. What did I do? What did you do?
Well, this guy must think he's a chubby superhero. No helmet, no worries until the police show up, he immediately runs away. The chase was brief, and a slight collision sent him flying out of the car. His size and strength made it difficult to arrest him as he resisted. Police were forced to use pepper spray to control him and ensure safety during the arrest.
Está ahí.